Here's today's top story. 12 reasons to wait for the iPhone 18 Pro. We're only 3 months out from the launch of Apple's premium next-generation smartphone lineup, and while we're not expecting a sea change in terms of functionality, there are still several enhancements rumored to be coming to the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max. One thing worth noting is that Apple is reportedly planning a major change to its iPhone release cycle this year, adopting a two-phase rollout starting with the iPhone 18 series. That means the iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, and the long-rumored foldable iPhone Ultra, will be released in September 2026, followed by the iPhone 18, iPhone Air 2, and iPhone 18e in spring 2027. Overall design iPhone 17 Pro style rumors suggest the iPhone 18 Pro lineup will largely retain the same design as the iPhone 17 Pro models. Most rumors suggest the rear camera system will look identical to the current generation, featuring a raised plateau with 3 lenses arranged in a triangle, although recent dummies indicate a possible thickening of the plateau and the protrusion of individual lenses. Display sizes are also expected to remain unchanged, with the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max continuing to use 6.3-inch and 6.9-inch panels, respectively, the same dimensions introduced with the iPhone 16 Pro series. iPhone 18 Pro models could drop the current two-tone look of the rear casing found on the iPhone 17 Pro in favor of a more seamless aesthetic, while Apple has apparently updated the back glass replacement process to minimize the color difference between the ceramic Shield 2 glass and the aluminum frame, resulting in a more unified appearance. Next-level battery life. Thicker chassis. The iPhone 18 Pro Max will feature a bigger battery for continued best-in-class battery life, claims a Chinese leaker. The Weibo user known as Digital Chat Station said that the iPhone 18 Pro Max will have a battery capacity of 5,100 to 5,200 mAh. The iPhone 17 Pro Max has the biggest iPhone battery to date at 5,088 mAh. Apple says it has a battery life of up to 39 hours. According to another rumor, the body of the iPhone 18 Pro Max will be slightly thicker than the iPhone 17 Pro Max, raising the device's weight to around 243 grams. That would make the iPhone 18 Pro Max approximately 3 grams more than the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is currently the heaviest model Apple has produced. A larger battery is the most likely cause. Smaller dynamic island underscreen Face ID? Rumors continue to circulate about whether the iPhone 18 Pro models will introduce under-display Face ID, but reports remain divided on when the technology will actually arrive. The feature would move the TrueDepth camera system beneath the display, eliminating the need for the current dynamic island cutout. According to Wayne Ma of The Information, Apple is targeting a design without a dynamic island, replacing it with a single pinhole camera in the upper left corner of the screen. However, other sources dispute that claim. Display analyst Ross Young believes under-display Face ID is possible for the iPhone 18 Pro, but says a smaller dynamic island will still be present. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman has echoed this view, reporting that the new models will feature a slimmed-down dynamic island rather than removing it entirely. Apple is also said to be testing new camera miniaturization technology to reduce the size of the front-facing camera currently located within the dynamic island. The Weibo leaker Ice Universe has claimed the dynamic island cutout on the iPhone 18 Pro models will be approximately 35% narrower than it is on the iPhone 17 Pro models. Specifically, they said it will have a width of around 13.5 millimeters, down from around 20.7 millimeters. Meanwhile, Chinese leaker Instant Digital has offered yet another version of events, saying the dynamic island will shrink in size, but that under-display Face ID and camera technology won't debut this year. The latest word on the subject is that Apple is weighing 2 options for the iPhone 18 Pro's dynamic island, and a final decision has yet to be made. One option apparently retains the existing screen mold from the iPhone 17 Pro, while the other introduces a significantly smaller mini dynamic island enabled by moving the Face ID receiver and transmitter components beneath the display. Upgraded display LTPO plus the iPhone 18 Pro models will reportedly use LTPO plus display technology, which should be more power efficient than the current LTPO technology in the iPhone 17 series. Such an upgrade could also contribute to longer battery life, see above, since LTPO Plus enables finer control of OLED light emission, potentially allowing the display to optimize its operation based on environmental conditions. In other words, it will know better when to up screen brightness or reduce it, depending on surrounding light sources. The panels are reportedly being supplied by Samsung Display and LG Display. A20 Pro chip 2 nanometers process. The iPhone 18 Pro models will use Apple's A20 chip, based on TSMC's 2 nanometers process for power and efficiency improvements. A move to 2 nanometers fabrication increases transistor density, which will enable higher performance. The A20 series is expected to deliver roughly a 15% speed gain and about 30% better efficiency compared with the A19 series used in Apple's iPhone 17 models. Apple's A20 chip will be packaged with TSMC's wafer-level multi-chip module, WMCM, technology, suggesting at least some A20 chips will have RAM integrated directly onto the same wafer as the CPU, GPU, and neural engine, rather than sitting adjacent to the chip and connected via a silicon interposer. This could contribute to faster performance for both overall tasks and Apple Intelligence, and longer battery life from improved power efficiency. C2 modem replacing Qualcomm. Apple plans to include its next-generation C2 modem in the iPhone 18 Pro models, according to supply chain analyst Jeff Pu. The chip will succeed the C1 modem, which debuted in the lower-cost iPhone 16e as Apple's first in-house cellular modem, and the C1X modem chip in the iPhone Air, which Apple says is up to 2 times faster than the C1. The C2 is expected to bring faster speeds, improved power efficiency, and support for mmWave 5G in the United States, a feature missing from the C1 and C1X. Apple's modem roadmap is part of a long-term strategy to reduce reliance on Qualcomm, which currently supplies 5G modems for the rest of the iPhone lineup. The company has been working on developing its own cellular chips for years, aiming for deeper integration and greater control over power management and performance. New camera sensor. Samsung is working on a new 3-layer stacked image sensor, reportedly intended for the iPhone 18. The sensor, referred to as PDTR logic, integrates 3 layers of circuitry, which would improve camera responsiveness, reduce noise, and increase dynamic range. The leak comes from a source known as Jaconless, who claims the sensor is being developed specifically for Apple's 2026 iPhone lineup. Sony has long been Apple's sole image sensor supplier, so Samsung's entry would be a big shift in the iPhone's camera supply chain. Variable aperture DSLR style. Apple intends to equip this year's iPhone 18 Pro models with a variable aperture lens, according to reports. Weibo-based leaker Digital Chat Station claims the main rear camera, what Apple calls the 48-megapixel fusion camera, on both iPhone 18 Pro models will offer variable aperture, which would be a first for the iPhone. A variable aperture system physically adjusts the lens opening, letting more light in for low-light shots or narrowing the opening for brighter scenes and deeper depth of field. The main cameras on the iPhone 15 Pro, 16 Pro, and 17 Pro all use a fixed f/1.78 aperture, where the lens is permanently set to its widest setting. With a variable lens, the iPhone 18 Pro would allow users to manually shift the aperture, similar to on a DSLR camera. This would mean more control over depth of field, enabling sharper focus on subjects or smoother background blur. Industry analyst Ming-Chi Kuo said in November 2024 that Apple's iPhone 18 Pro models will get the feature 5G satellite internet non-terrestrial data. According to a report by The Information, Apple plans to add support for 5G networks that operate via satellites rather than Earth-based towers as early as next year. This advancement would allow future iPhones to gain full internet connectivity through satellite, not just limited emergency features. If Apple meets the 2026 target, the first devices to feature 5G satellite internet would likely be the iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, and the long-rumored foldable iPhone. Apple partners with Globalstar for its iPhone satellite features, but there is currently no service that delivers full 5G satellite internet directly to a smartphone. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe.